July 31st, 2025. I actually slept almost 8 hours. Pretty awesome. I think that basically lasted the whole day. I still feel okay, even though I should have gone to sleep by now. I am tired, but it is almost 2 in the morning. And I gotta wake up at 7:30 or something to hit the road to Arizona tomorrow. Anyway, I had a pretty normal morning. I just kind of did my thing for the first couple hours or so, and then I did my walk. Today I decided I wanted to go to the local grocery store that I found a couple weeks ago that I like better than the other one that I found before that. This one called Pioneer Grocery is just sort of a smaller, kind of a mom and pop sort of grocery store. It was much further away than I was expecting. The whole walk totaled about 4.2 miles lately. I've been, the last several walks I've done were more right around the 3 mile mark, so adding more than a mile to it was a little more than I bargained for, but I made it through okay. The weather wasn't too bad. I feel like mid-90s or something. And yeah, I mean, you can see kind of got the red nose, I think, but not totally sunburned or whatever. Yeah, and I saw the Lehigh Bakery on the way, claiming not world famous. What did it say? Maybe inventor of the square donut or crap. I don't remember what they were saying, but something about square donuts. So I know I needed to get my drink at the grocery store first, so I swung by Lehigh Donuts or Bakery to get some donuts, a couple square donuts on my way back, and they were very delicious. I ate the first one right away, and just held on to the other one until I got back home. I will be going back at least 8 out of 10 on the first try. Experience, way to go, Lehigh Bakery. Then I spent the afternoon, I kind of worked on more of the graphic stuff, made a little progress, that was good. And then in the early evening, headed to Adams to pick him up so that we could go to Dexter's for the live stream Dexter had planned with him and Adam. So that I could help them do and operate the camera switch basically for their podcast. That work went well. The stream basically went off without a hitch. It wasn't perfect, but we got it pretty much where we needed to, so that was good. After that, we were all hungry and headed to a restaurant. We got done. Geez, we must have wrapped around what time? 10? Somewhere around 10. And there's just not a lot open, but we did find that Indian restaurant. Now the name of it is Paradise in Draper. Paradise Biryani. Yeah, there it is. And that place was good too. My brain is not working so great right now. Anyway, I had some good food. It was good Indian food. Before making my way back home, this was the day. It was a good day. After getting back, I've just been kind of wrapping things up, charging the watch battery and whatnot, that kind of thing. And here we are. The thought of the day, of the thoughts that I wrote down, I think the one that I will talk about is, this is the way I phrased it. Free will exists because wind exists. And let me give it a little preface, a little context. Not too long ago, I was listening to a podcast where this guy was talking about how free will does not exist. It's an illusion. And he stated some what sounded like compelling arguments to the effect that in his mind proved that that was the case. And several times between then and now, I've had exact counters to some of those arguments, but also, and some of my thought here is kind of just a different way of phrasing some of those thoughts. So I'll state it again. Free will exists because wind exists. And I think the point of that is, what I'm saying essentially is that free will, in order to have free will, I think the opposite of free will, in a sense, is chaos. Maybe that's maybe that sounds like a kind of a stretch, but what I mean by that is, because there is chaos, wind in my phrase there, people will, by their agency, make choices that could go one way or the other, and simply could be gently nudged in one way or the other by forces that are out of their control. Let me try to think of an example. The physical world has an impact on the decisions we make, I'll say that. And it seriously could be that any decision we make where there is not a clear decision, a clear, an extremely clear direction to engage in that decision, there is, so for those decisions that are on the line, that are on the fine line, that where you're very much on the fence, those decisions can be made in a whim based on literal wind hitting the side of your face. Like, if you suddenly feel better because of a little bit of wind, a tiny bit of optimism might make you think more directly in one direction on a given decision you might be making. I mean, it's maybe similar to the butterfly effect. And that doesn't mean you would have always made that decision, because you may not have been there for that wind to hit you in the face to make you make that decision, or to encourage you to make that decision. You may have been 20 feet to the left because of a previous decision that was also influenced by some other gust of wind. It's just, it's really the only way to say that there is no free agency, no free will, is to expect that everything will fall exactly as it has fallen, through the mechanics and physics of everything, exactly the same way, no matter what, from the beginning of time until now. I don't know, I'd say quantum theory totally changes that. I guess you'd have to believe that 100% of everything is deterministic in order for that to not be the case. So, anyway, that is the thought I had. That is one of the many thoughts I had. I don't know. What kind of call to action does that beg? I guess recognizing that you do have free will. I have free will. We all have free will to make actual choices to become better or worse as people, and to change the courses of our lives and steer them in directions that we choose. That is our gift. The gift of our agency and our intelligence and our emotion. So know that. Know it. You have the choice. And there we have it. I guess that's all for today. It's a good day. Tomorrow's going to be mostly driving, so not a lot there, but today was good. All right. Until next time, take it easy, y'all.